was really impressive, and Nate has done wonderful things for this industry. So, as Steve mentioned, our next speaker is actually in London, and he is our first keynote speaker. It's Jacky Wu. Jacky is Executive Vice President and Chief Financial Officer of Digital Bridge, which owns Vertical Bridge, which is one of our title sponsors. Mr. Wu graduated summa cum laude at Tulane University with a BS degree in economics as well as an MBA. Prior to joining Digital Bridge, Jacky served as Executive Vice President and Chief Financial Officer of Driven Brands, North America's largest automotive aftermarket platform. Mr. Wu's previous roles prior to Driven Brands were 5 years at American Tower, where he served as VP of Finance and Mergers and Acquisitions. He also spent 15 years at Verizon in various leadership roles, so he's well seasoned. Mr. Wu currently serves on the board of directors of Digita Oil. Please join me in welcoming Jacky from London.
Good morning, everybody, and thanks for accommodating me in London. Sorry I can't be there live in Nashville, but kick it off. So in my 20 years of experience in telecom, media, and technology, I've not been this excited about where I'm at and what we're doing here at Digital Bridge and what's happening and about to happen in this industry and onto this role. We're seeing an unprecedented amount of change in our sector that will unlock capabilities and opportunities for generations to come, whether it's through improving access to education and healthcare, building a more sustainable environment through network optimizations and power sourcing, or fostering enterprise, innovation, and entrepreneurship. Our team at Digital Bridge, led by Mark Ganzi, is primed to not just benefit from the tsunami of advancement, but lead it through our 23 portfolio companies around the globe, $45 billion of assets under management, 25 plus years of digital infrastructure investing, and the most comprehensive platform that's capable of enhancing this converged ecosystem. With industry-leading logos that span the globe, companies like Vertical Bridge, the largest independent tower owner and operator in the US, manage data centers, the fastest growing hyperscale data center platform, Zayo, with one of the largest fiber footprints across North America and Europe. Digital Bridge is primed to lead the sea change in our sector. It's not just because we have the assets and companies, the 30,000 active tower assets, the 95,000 plus small cell nodes, the 100 plus data centers, a fiber optic network that spans over 135,000 route miles, and 100 plus edge facilities. But having these companies, logos, and assets linked and converged together is critical to meeting the needs of the next generation networks. The traditional approach as a siloed world was okay with 2G, 3G, 4G, though we really actually did see some of it start in terms of convergence about the 3G to 4G period. But the consumer demand for ultra-low latency, ubiquity of service and reliability, and cybersecurity is driving an ever-increasing global capital spending that will result in an estimated over 500 million connected devices by 2030. A world where artificial intelligence and AR and VR is not just something in a science fiction, and a truly integrated ecosystem that facilitates machine-to-machine and user-to-user interactivity that realizes that Jetson's future and tomorrow. So what's our investment case? It's built on what we all enjoy around this room. An absolutely phenomenal industry. Powerful demand, secular tailwinds, more infrastructure, more spectrum, more applications, more security, and more needs. And our investment management platform allows us to supply it. with a large and diverse set of global companies and assets that emphasizes comparative advantages to be the partner of choice for customers. We've got the people to do it too, and it expands beyond Mark or Ben Jenkins, a former senior managing director at Blackstone, but proven CEOs like Steve Smith, Alex Gelman, and Cyril Chotsky. And our platform is simple. It's not just the diversified real estate private equity juggernaut that was Colony Capital, but it's a simple and very high growth digital infrastructure investment manager that has a proven track record of success. Let's dive a little deeper into each one of these. First, the demand is only growing. Global mobile network traffic is estimated to grow over 5 times in the next 5 years. That means more global CapEx spending for data centers, macro and micro cell sites, and fiber optic cabling, to the point where some are predicting over $400 billion of annualized spend just to meet expected demands. And why do we believe we are the partner of choice? Well, we have a structural ability to invest big and invest wise. The secular tailwinds offers high growth, but it's safe. Our customers are all top telcos and cloud providers globally, and they offer both public and private capital and ability to get a safe and higher risk-adjusted return. Look, alternative asset managers have already done extraordinarily well. Household names like Blackstone and KKR, they've been growing tremendously, but our focused investing on an amazing industry has allowed us to grow even faster, which affords us the capital to be able to go and hunt for great assets, great companies, and great opportunities in digital infrastructure without the balance sheet of public single-sided digital REITs. Diving a bit more into our team, we aren't just a bunch of Excel jockeys, PE guys, or bankers, but we are anchored by a core of senior professionals that have real operational expertise. I didn't grow up doing investment banking at all. My first job was working with a team mostly unionized, right, in Verizon and Bell Atlantic's network planning and engineering organization. I've climbed telephone poles, gone down to conduits and manholes, and I'll tell you, it's a tough job. But I can also tell you, because of these experiences, for example, why some of the irrational exuberance we've seen in acquisitions and entry multiples in some traditional wireline networks around the globe on the wings of hope for fiber to the home is very dangerous. Because it's beyond spreadsheets, it's beyond numbers. It's about, does the market support FTTH in this market? And what other networks can be built at a much lower required cost of capital and quantum of capital that's capable of supporting it, given the design and architecture you see in that particular venue, geography, or demographic. We are sector focused. We invest in digital, first digital infrastructure, but yes, as we discussed in our prior earnings call, we'll delve into new strategies such as ventures and credit, but we are digital in our heart and in our dreams. We are a platform that's built to be scalable and extensible at all times. Well, when there's a market downturn or when acquisition multiples get too hot, we will focus on intrinsic value, or we'll put shovels in the ground and build. Mark and I will be the first to tell you that it's a no-brainer to go and build a 150-foot monopole for Verizon at a cost of $350,000 than to go and buy a mature tower for 35 plus times multiples. Because I know when I lease that up to AT&T, T-Mobile, or Dish, and it will be very quickly an entry build multiple that have numbers that start at less than a McDonald's Happy Meal. And it's because we are customer-centric. We want to be the builder of choice. We want to have good relationships with our customers, and we aren't trying to live and die off of gouging them. I'm not going to bore you with pictures, but I am that handsome Asian guy in the top middle of the page. But you can see a very diverse and global workforce that prides ourselves in teamwork, a great culture, strong desire to win, with expertise in the full spectrum of digital and infrastructure investment. And this team facilitates the converged strategy. Because we offer deeper relationships and more touch points, we leverage comparative advantages of our portfolio companies. Those who do fiber really well will continue to focus on fiber. Those who build macro and micro cell sites will continue to do just that. Each individual business won't try to be everything to everybody, but when they partner together, that's when the opportunity set multiplies. Not just with customer relationships, but also with cost management and operational efficiencies. And it also allows our investment management platform to leverage the capital markets with much more flexibility. Our individual company doesn't need to worry about raising capital and funds to build and acquire both towers and data centers, but they can be focused, and we can punch way above our individual weight class. It really is just a simple concept of benefits of trade with partners versus singular output of an individual contributor. And so we believe we've created a really innovative flywheel effect. Our investment management platform affords us with a broader and deeper base of capital to deploy. Our operational expertise allows us to underwrite a set of risk-adjusted returns and realize and asset manage towards consistent and high core organic growth rates, which provides us with the growth in revenues, EBITDA, and cash flows to reinvest in our businesses and build on our solid track record to fundraise and grow our investment management platform going forward. So thank you guys for your time. I'm pleased to be sharing my excitement at DigitalBridge with you. I've been in this game for a long time, and I've been an executive of some amazing companies like Verizon, American Tower, and Avenir. But we are doing amazing things at DigitalBridge, and it is truly unique. And thank you for your time. With that, I'll open up to some questions.
Yes. There's got to be some questions out there from this audience. Fire away.
You early.
Thank you. Will, can you expand on DigitalBridge's in-building investments, maybe through Boingo or other? What can we look forward to over the next several years for in-building infrastructure and conversions?
Yeah, sure. That's a great question. Look, we're very excited about enterprise 5G and indoor 5G. So I think the power of Internet of Things, more machine-to-machine, more capabilities to power devices through the networks is really what we're looking forward to. So our investments in both Extenet and Boingo, for example, is really based off of the properties. They've got a tremendous amount of properties with great relationships, and they've been in these properties for quite some time. And we believe these are some of the great marquee venues and properties that are primed for 5G going forward and more automation within those venues. So you should expect to see more investments from us, certainly expanding our venue and footprint going forward, indoor as well as fixed outdoor. But you should expect to see more upgrades and more advancements with our partners like Verizon and Dish and AT&T and T-Mobile going forward in these areas.
Hi, Jacky. This is Sharp Smith with Inside Towers. I've heard Mark mention the idea that fiber to the home is not a good investment. And I was wondering if you could expound on that a little bit more and I'm also curious if all the money that is going out to the states and then going out to supposedly to bridge the digital divide, a lot of that appears to, or at least some of it, will go to fiber to the home. Is how does that play into your thesis on the fiber to the home investment?
That's a great question. I actually spent a good bit of time at Verizon overseeing the BIOS, the finances of the BIOS operations and footprint. And I'll tell you, it is a tough business, right? And it's not to say that there isn't a role for fiber to the home. There's certainly areas, demographics, regions that can support it and should support it because of the volume and demands associated with it and or the cost to go and deploy it. But it does cost a lot of money to go and wire fiber all the way to the side of the home on a number of reasons. The unit level economics are very expensive. So I'll just simplify it, but upfront capital can cost upwards of $2,500 to $3,000 per home, including set-top boxes or devices, etc., to pass a home as well as to connect a home. And then a lot of times you'll actually have degradation of the coax and the fiber wiring inside the house to even get true good low latency type of broadband or content. So in terms of the cost, it's certainly there, and in order for you to recoup that cost, you basically need to have a home staying with you for upwards of 5 years or more. And with all the movement and people and lack of utilization, people getting utilizing wireless devices, utilizing Apple TV or other over-the-top mediums and applications, the payback may actually not be there for a number of regions or areas. So, we obviously there's a price point in which and a return that could work, but when you're seeing companies go and buy fiber to home companies or wireline companies just to wire them up with fiber to the home at multiples that are upwards of, we've seen mid-teens to high teens to, some have gone in the 20s multiples. It's just, you can't even make that math work. So I think that's where it's been a challenge for us. I would say what Verizon and T-Mobile and some of these guys are doing, utilizing a hybrid version of almost fixed wireless through small cells down the street, that's very interesting because there's benefits there, right? They've got a densified wireless network anyways, and wiring fiber or putting small cells down on telephone poles down the street and then propagating a really good 5G service that can support triple play and all the needs of a regular household along that street is very compelling and allows them to now unlock revenues beyond their wireline or ILAC network. So I think that's something that's much more, if you look at the math and the numbers, makes a lot more sense for the carriers to do. Certainly in most regions and versus wiring, and digging up the lawn and putting fiber all the way to the side of the home, which is very costly. Now, to your point on the rural initiatives, opportunity fund initiatives. Look, first of all, we at Digital Bridge absolutely commend Secretary Buttigieg and frankly both sides of the aisle to support an infrastructure bill that will provide or subsidize or offer better broadband access to all Americans, whether it's an individual in rural Kansas or somebody in suburban Boston. So I think better access is great. We at being an owner of Vertical Bridge as well as Zayo and other companies, our 23 portfolio companies, will serve to benefit from those types of initiatives. So we absolutely applaud it. And in some areas where it makes sense to go over the home, I think there'll be some builds there from those funds. But I would say watch out for the fixed wireless guys. Certainly watch out for other types of players that can offer service, satellite even, that can take advantage of those funds. But at the end of the day, the net result's going to be a good one for the average American.
Thank you. And I was wondering, did you or have you sent a copy of your slides maybe over to Steve Nicely? so we can get a hold of it?
Sure. I think it's also posted on our website, so either way, it's.
I'll check there.
Yeah.
Also, are you picking up any towers in London today?
Well, we just picked up the Belgium towers, so I'm pleased to say that transaction closed. These were the towers associated with Telenet. We're very pleased about this transaction. You can't find as good of a well-built, multi-tenanted capacity towers in a Western European country at multiple sub-25 times, and that's what we basically have here. So we're pleased with that, and I've got a great team here in London that led the deal and worked side by side with me.
Thank you.
Well, Jackie, I think that's it. We really appreciate your time, and we really enjoyed your presentation. I hope the weather in London treats you well, and we'll see you soon in the States.
It's cloudy and it's rainy, so you guys aren't missing much. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Jackie.
Thank you.